These were the kind of scenes that greeted Liverpool for their UEFA Cup match in Genoa 2 weeks ago. And Liverpool, of course, were beaten 2-0 and by 2 great goals.
Signorini to take, and only he and his goalkeeper in the Genoa half. Scuravi gets the header. You're in! Suddenly out of nothing, a very straightforward goal for Genoa. Once again, the shout of Branco comes from the crowd. And he strikes well! Oh, that's a brilliant goal! And it swerved viciously to curl away beyond any hope that Hooper had.
Well, that was 2 weeks ago, but this is Anfield, and this has always been a daunting place for visiting European teams. In a previous round, the French club Auxerre came here with a 2-goal lead, and then this is what happened.
And McManaman gets away, a Madrid penalty! Mulby against Martini, and Liverpool lead. Cracking penalty. Here's McManaman. Houghton, Mulby is square, and the return ball comes in for Houghton, and Marsh scores! It's taken just half an hour to square the tie. Rush down the middle, McManaman just to his right. It's come to be seen. Rush, Mulby, Walters!
Can Liverpool make a comeback like that again? Tonight, a capacity crowd here for the second leg against Genoa, and they'll be doing their level best to give Liverpool the kind of lift they'll need to overcome that 2-goal deficit from the first leg. Good evening and welcome, Jimmy and Alan with us for tonight's big occasion, of course. The odds are stacked against Liverpool. Do you get the impression from the players that they feel they can do it, that they can come back?
I think they've got to believe they can do it. I'm certainly more hopeful than I was a fortnight ago. The more I see of Genoa, the more I believe that their Achilles heel is they don't pick up in the box. Having said that, Liverpool's problem all season is that they haven't been getting the ball in the box on a regular enough basis, and when they eventually get it in, there's nobody in there to put it in the back of the net. But tonight they've got Barnes who'll put it in, and they've got Rush that he'll definitely be in there when the ball comes in. It's just unfortunate that he's a bit short of match fitness. It'd be nice if they could get an early goal, but they mustn't get frustrated, and the crowd mustn't get frustrated if they don't get an early goal. They've got to keep a nice discipline between attack, or a nice balance between attack and defence. They've got to keep their discipline. And what they mustn't do, of course, is give free kicks away in bad areas, because we've seen Branco a fortnight ago.
They can certainly score those. What happens if they were to give away an early goal, Jim? Then it's curtains, isn't it?
Well, we're going to still stay until the end. We're not going to go, just go ahead if it goes down. No, I think Liverpool didn't do as well as they thought they did in Genoa. That's what worries me. Although they appeared to control the game and had the ball for long periods, the Genoa team were very much behind it. They had 8 and 9 men behind the ball all the while and let them waste that time on the ball, run out of energy, and then they struck. They've 2 dangerous strikers, as we know, and if Liverpool overpress, they're going to leave themselves vulnerable at the back. What we're hoping is that the injuries to players like Barnes, Genoa and Rush are not going to affect their performance too much, because they need to be at their very best. And if you look at their goal-scoring record when they played in the league this year, most of the players in the Liverpool front 6, they've been nothing like their capability. So we're looking for a bit of a miracle. We're optimistic but realistic. And if Liverpool do score first, then we're going to have a real game on our hands and maximum excitement.
What about Rush and Saunders as a combination?
Well, they haven't played a lot together. I mean, I don't think they've scored a lot of goals for Wales when they played together, but I'm watching them for Liverpool. The positive thing for me is that they don't get in each other's way. When they're making runs, you know, they're not colliding with each other. And I think Souness has been waiting all season to play Barnes, Rush and Saunders together.
But we understand that Whelan was fit but hasn't been selected.
Well, he's got a hamstring injury, and you usually find if you've been out for a long time, you'll get a little niggled. And I would think he must be feeling it a touch as soon as he's left him out.
Okay, well, you've already sampled some of the atmosphere here. Capacity crowd, 3,000 over from Italy for the match, and you'll get confirmation of those teams now as we join Trevor Brooking and Barry Davies.
Check on the studs at the top of the tunnel. It's Thomas Scuravi, who could have put this tie beyond Liverpool's reach. Missed the header in the second half and the follow-up, and he was denied by the woodwork. But the atmosphere that greets them has been known to make opposition knees wobble a bit. So this is the first significant point of the contest, when Genoa come out to face the Cup. That firecracker, incidentally, is in the Cup end. The Italians were told that if they let off a firecracker, it could cost them £1,000. So I hope there's someone with a bit of money in at the Cup end if he's caught by the police. The most significant point about the Liverpool lineup is that in this, their 51st match of the season, they're able to field Dean Saunders, the 2.9 million summer buy, Ian Rush and John Barnes together for the first time. Rush returning to the fray after just 38 minutes as a substitute at Crystal Palace last Saturday. He's had 3 knee operations this season, and we expect that they will line up like this. And the interesting point to note is that David Burrows we show there in the middle of the defence with Steve Nicol on the left side. And the suggestion is that Nicol will get forward on that left side to support John Barnes as in days of yore. McManaman is on the right side of the midfield and Mulby in the centre of midfield. As for the Italians, well, Genoa field the side that they ended with in the first leg, with Roberto Onorati instead of the scorer of the first goal, Valeriano Fiorin. Branco is still in position and obviously from free kicks remains a threat. They've played twice since the first leg. They beat Lazio at home and then drew with Sampdoria in the stadium that they share with that club, the same stadium where the first leg was played. No change in the formation, though we can surely expect a minimum of 9 behind the ball when Liverpool have possession, with the passing thought of a quick breakaway. John Barnes, what he does will be hugely significant. We hope what this man does, from Liverpool's point of view, will not. Officials come from Belgium. The referee Frans van den Wilgert, who comes from Antwerp. Genoa in their change strip, which is white. Liverpool attacking the goal to our left. And Barnes, Rush and Saunders were lined up in the centre of the area waiting for the cross. And the last time that Rush played against Genoa was for Juventus, and he scored after only 52 seconds of the match. Mulby to take the corner. Barnes comes out, Burrows tries to get up, and goal kick.
Well, there's no doubt Graham Souness has picked a very attacking lineup. Jan Mulby in midfield, the creative man. Steve Nicol trying to get forward down the left, and then two wide people, McManaman and Barnes, to supply the service for Rush and Saunders. Just a slight concern is with such an attacking lineup that they just don't get caught out on the break and concede a goal. They can't afford to do that.
First header won by Wright. Rob Jones. McManaman on the right side. He's played so many different roles, this young 20-year-old. Whoops! And Braglia almost caught, coming a little too far forward. Don't know whether that was the young man's intention. Simone Braglia spent a long time warming up outside the dressing room. And Anfield is the test, I think, for visiting goalkeepers, particularly when he's at the other end in the second half. Jones. Burrows. Liverpool are lining up, as we said. Burrows trying to get a foot in, and a goal kick. McManaman. Again, running his men. Took three to come back to cover him. Finally came off Branco. Again, the three-way. Oh, that was well struck. Stevie Nicol it was. The man who went down was Ruotolo. Jones. Nicol. Barnes with a little bit of space, showed just a little bit, and Vincenzo Torrente within the challenge. Nicol, Ruotolo in front. And in fact, Iranio seems to have been given the role of picking up John Barnes, the player wearing number 4. With Rush. Free kick is Genoa's way.
Interesting, the 11 who only came on late in the game over in Genoa, Onorati, has sort of helped ganging up on McManaman, because a couple of times Mark Waters got past Branco defensively, and so I think they're just making sure that they don't have a clear run at Branco, 1 against 1, and Onorati is the man who's going to do that.
Jones. Right. Not well directed. Good follow-up. And determined. Jones. Hitting off his right foot. Came back to him generously. Aguilera at the moment the furthest forward for the Italians. Spiravi in the centre circle, right in possession. Well, they haven't had the start that they had against Auxerre, the Liverpool team, but you really can't expect that sort of good fortune twice in one season competition. That just banged away, and Aguilera chasing with Burrows. Towards it well back to Mike Hooper. Hasn't played since the first leg, Hooper. Trouble won his place back for the cup tie and for 2 league matches. 1-1, 1 lost. We've had the first 5 minutes. 85 for Liverpool to repair the damage. The first leg. Marsh. And like McManaman, is ever present in this European campaign. Torrente, who came across, and Iranio was covering behind him. Nicol. Hit long, and Braglia comes with confidence and waves his defenders out of his area.
He had quite a few to wave out as well, because not surprisingly they are getting a lot of men back. Good start by Liverpool though. They look quite composed and getting the ball wide quickly. Very important though to keep this pressure on and hopefully try and get that early goal, which would definitely rattle the Italians, who are used to soaking up pressure, because that's what their Italian league is all about.
Free kick was given against Torrente for that challenge on Rush. And Rush gets in behind. He looked pretty sharp then for a player who's played so little first-team football this season. Skiravi. Support from Iranio. Aguilera, Skiravi. They've got 4 up here. And Skiravi doesn't get the corner he was hoping for, and frankly didn't deserve it, because he really could have used that better. Now he'll be playing against England in a week's time. His home country, Czechoslovakia. Marsh. Saunders hasn't really had a touch yet. Branco. Very confident. Studs on the ball. Rush. Looked around. Good piece of play. Again, double cover on Barnes. Hasn't always been the same 2 players though. It's quite interesting the way that they're playing Barnes. Pulled back Ruotolo then. Previously it's been Iranio. A couple of times Torrente has taken Rush. That time he came over to double mark on Barnes. Morby with all the set pieces, right on the near post. Untidy, this is Ruotolo, whose performance pushing forward really changed the balance of play in the first leg. Maybe. Barnes again. Support from Nicol. Saunders and Rush waiting. Rush the further wide. Aguilera. Iranio. Bit too much, but the free kick has been won. I think that's the right expression. Pop not too impressed with that. Slightly anxious look by Wright to see where Burrows was. The son of David Burrows has so far slotted in very well. It hasn't been severely tested. Feed Barnes and hope that class will tell. Forward to Marsh and Jones. Saunders looks to see who else is around. The answer is nobody, and Iranio concedes quite unnecessarily the corner. Again, the big Dane goes across the tape. Again, Wright comes up to the near post. And Burrows actually got there just too soon, Burrows. If it had been just that split second later, he might have got a better header. It was a chance, but he's there and then he gets up. He didn't come through in one movement.
No, you're right, it was a standing jump. A shame, because he had got 2 or 3 yards, and if he'd come a bit later he could have got above the ball and headed it down. Just couldn't get over the top.
Nicol. Ball by Hooper in the Liverpool half, in the Genoa half. Luckily the whole pitch belongs to Liverpool. Jones. McManaman. Branco to him, and then back to cover the move down that touchline. Really, only Aguilera is not defending at this juncture. Nice play by Marsh. Bortolazzi was in the way. Foot round by Nicol. Marsh started very progressively. Saunders turned his back on it a bit, twice. McManaman, again the double cover. Arati and Branco. It's the latter who gets the challenge. Corner. By the time one of these was made to count. Got a push and shove. Very well up by Signorini. And the break on the right side with Rotolo. In fact, it's around the arm, beg his pardon. They've got two forwards. And Wright just got a foot in. Rotolo had made the run inside right. Barnes back to defend. Oof, a little bit tight. McManaman. Liverpool certainly trying to use the width. Scuravi. Cover by Barrows, but nice touch by Aguilera. Rob Jones. It'll be interesting to see how much he can support McManaman down that side compared with Nicol supporting Barnes down this. Tackle. Saunders took it out of it. Touch from Barnes. Mulvey. Messi. And Arati. And Aranio gets forward again. Having to work very hard at both ends of the touchline. Rotolo. Aguilera. Well played, Barrows. Lovely touch. Not a particularly good pass. Even, says the referee. Scuravi didn't think so. Saunders comes back to collect to get into the game for the first time. Doesn't use it. And there is a threat. Scuravi and Aguilera far side. Scuravi took far too long. And the reason why there was a hole is seen from that picture. Player was Mark Wright who was down. Barnes. Good save. That's really got the crowd going. Got down well. But there's an anxious look at Mark Wright. Mulvey. 15 minutes gone. Good contest so far. Free kick for that challenge. Aguilera making rather a lot of it. And that does not look good at all. Nicky Tanner warming up.
It looks like a hamstring, and if he has torn it, there's no point in trying to run it off, because they don't go away, and that's a sad sight because it's a pulsating start to the match. John Barnes just now, jinxing run, a good save it was for Brellier, got down very well to his left for a tall man, but it's end-to-end stuff, isn't it? One or two gaps just creeping into the Liverpool defence as well when they push men forward, but I mean, we couldn't have hoped for a better start.
Graham Souness could have hoped for better fortune. Really do have to say that the manager has had so many problems. Finally he gets out an attacking line he wants to use, and he loses again a key defender. Mark right off, replaced by Nicky Tanner. A substitution in the 16th minute of the match. Otelo hit it early. Not too far away was Anrati. Two look dangerous on the breakaways. And they're well orchestrated. Handball by Barnes. He tried to keep it in play, but I think whether the referee's just given the throw, I'm not sure. Yeah. And the referee wants to talk to him as we can look again. Barnes has run inside his man, did well to recover. He's hit harder shots than that, but even so, a good save by a goalkeeper as well forward. The Belgian official having strong words with Eranio. That expression spoke about 3 books, but then the Italians do like to use a lot of words. Jones. Holby, nickel over this way. Barnes as ever on the left touchline. Rob Jones, the furthest forward he's been. Dean Saunders holds it for a second. A little unfortunate. I think he might have been watching Grobbelaar. Cut out by Eranio. Seems to be everywhere at the moment. Onorati, little touch from Aguilera. Nice to have a player of that quality up front that you can play the ball to, and he'll return it where you want it to be put. That was Branco.
Almost a shot, wasn't it? But I mean, the beauty of Genoa, who are a good side, there's no question about that. That was one of the few occasions they've given the ball away, playing the ball out of defence. They have looked very composed and very accomplished.
Jones. Twist and turn trying to get rid of the Brazilian international, England's latest international. It's a throw. Marsh. The trio waits in the middle, and they can wait for yet another corner. Confirmation that Mark Wright's problem was a hamstring injury. Skirabi heads out. The 5th corner we make it. Barnes appearing infield for the first time, other than when he made his run. Eranio has been playing for 20 minutes. He joined us late, there's no score. She's missed an interesting start to the match, and Liverpool, sadly for them, have lost Mark Wright because of an injury. Oof, goodness me, that was a pretty stern Scottish challenge. That because it came from Steve Nicol, in case you're thinking of putting pen to paper immediately. McManaman. Mulby. Nice little flick forward, but they pushed up and Rush felt he would be offside. Jones. Signorini, who's not the most cultured spell defender in the Italian league. He got it away. And Eranio still feeling the effects of the injury, of the tackle rather, by Nickel. And it was a strong challenge. He may not make quite so many runs down this right side for the next 10 minutes.
Not only the runs going down the right, but also he is the one working back with John Barnes. But on this occasion, this is the injury, as you see, Stephen Nicol coming in just afterwards. And Aranio got the ball, but that won't be much consolation at the moment because he's getting the treatment.
Some 3,000 supporters have travelled from Genoa. 9 planes were chartered. Scuravi moved too soon and is offside. The amount of people they brought here is rather greater than they usually take to Italian League and Cup games. Aguilera. Renati is forward. Urotolo making a run to the right. Nickel with him. Does well to get the cross. And Tanner puts it out of harm's way. Shout from Mike Hooper. Might have prevented the corner there. It was good pace by Urotolo. And he got the cross in from a very tight angle. Turned very quickly. First corner for Genoa. Forward for them, poor corner. Onorati. Urotolo. Signorini. Barnes was under the up and under. Eranio seems to have made a quick recovery. Tanner. Mulby. And McManaman starts from the left-back position and goes diagonally. Jones certainly getting more and more forward. Plenty of support, which you would expect. Marsh with the ball in. Signorini with the header out. Mulby. Lovely control. And an interesting shot. Different from the usual one. Collected by Rush. Pulled back. Saunders! He really has struggled to get into the game, Dean Saunders, but that was arguably the best chance. Very, very different shot from Mulby. You're looking for the curler then, but instead it was a real daisy cutter. Forced the goalkeeper across. The pace of Rush to get to the ball, crossed it, and as he was challenged, Dean Saunders couldn't direct the header on target.
Great play by Jem Mulby, wasn't it, again? Just need that little bit of luck, the little bit of ricochet perhaps to give him the clear opening that will get that first goal. At the moment though, the Italian defenders, you're just making the challenge on Dean Saunders. They've got a lot of people back, they're breaking dangerously, and they're really delicately balanced, isn't it, this first half? But if they could just get that first goal, Liverpool, you sense it could be a special night, but they are a good defensive side.
Saunders. And we're now playing the 26 minutes of the first half. Marsh. And Nichols got in the hole behind 3 defenders. And Saunders just didn't get hold of it at all. It was a shot which left him with sand in both eyes. Rush. Appeal for handball. Cop shouting loudest.
There's a good move down the left, good pull back from Steve Nicol. I think Dean Saunders just moved out to hit the shot, and Steve McManaman behind him was facing the goal and probably would have been the better one placed, but Dean Saunders wouldn't have known that possibly.
Rather confirming the thought, Trevor, that he's finding it difficult to get into the balance of play of his team. Earlier in the season when he and Rush didn't find it that comfortable together. That's better though. Nicol. Oh dear. Maybe thought about it too long.
The ploy of playing Steve Nicol in that floating attacking role from fullback has worked though. He's got in some good positions. I mean, there he was almost a forward midfielder, and the Italians aren't too pleased about who should be picking him up, and he's actually getting the freedom that perhaps they were hoping John Barnes, but by marking John Barnes tight, it's Steve Nicol who's more often than not being the spare man.
Ruotolo. He's looking to break. And they're a bit uncomfortable. Aguilera scores! Delight from the Uruguayan brings great roars from the Italian end. Good break on the right side. The pace of Ruotolo again. Onorati makes the first run. Aguilera pulls out at the back. Burrow's got the flick, and Aguilera puts Genoa 1 up in the second tie, 3 up in total.
Well, this man Aguilera has looked a little gem in the first leg and this opening half an hour. He switches play, he's got superb touch, and that was a clinical finish. A little bit unlucky again, Liverpool. The deflection off the cross just found the wrong man. It could have gone to one or two of the Liverpool defenders. It found Aguilera. The last one I would have wanted it to find, because that's where it ended up in the back of the net.
So to the 2 goals of the first leg, Genoa have added an away goal. Tanner. Rush. Good turn. Struck it well too. Osvaldo Bagnoli doing the directing, but the supporters of the Genoa club feel now that they've done enough. Well, it's going to be a very memorable night if Liverpool can pull back, but they just have to keep going and play the way they've been playing, and as Trevor Brooking said, hope for a lucky break. Marsh. And Marsh's shot. Scored against Auxerre here. His first goal for the club. And Graham Souness leaning back against the wall. And that sums up the position his team are in. Offside flag.
It was another superb touch by Aguilera. Just a little bit straighter, and he would have broken the flat back four of Liverpool. Of course, now as well on crosses without Mark Wright, who is their dominant header of the ball in defence. Skuravi's presence is that more influential, because Mark Wright would have been the one detailed to mark him, but now he is a bit more dominant, I think.
Good challenge by Signorini. Mulby. Rush. Mulby. Rush for the second time. Manaman got ball and defender at the same time. Tanner on. Saunders. Barnes. Saunders. That's very good play, because Onorati denied him the pass wide just by holding the space. Another good challenge on Bertolezzi by Marsh. legs, hits very long, and is well claimed. Skuravi with the head looking for it. Nicol. Challenged from behind by Vincenzo Torrente. And Rush, who will know all about that sort of marking from his time with Juventus. 8 goals in 29 appearances in league matches for them. Barnes. Nicol. Talavati won it. And Mulby, to his obvious disappointment, couldn't keep it down. Has been given. Arania was pulled out to the right and immediately found. Bortolazzi. Onorati, covered by Barnes. Well, he's enjoyed his chocolate, but I doubt very much if he's enjoying the contest in terms of the score at the moment. Again, the threat of the break, the pace of Varotolo. Number of players in this Genoa team confirming the impression that they gave in the first leg. Varotolo, Eranio, Aguilera, we've known him for quite a long time. Free kick is Liverpool's. Marsh. Saunders down the middle. Mulby, a little bit tight, nobody quite sure what was going to happen there. I suppose that's an American-Italian, that one. Nicol. Top at the moment is rather quiet and their team needs them. Third goal of the tie overall has taken the breath away a bit. Burrows. Barnes. Ranio quickly at him. Skuravi in a defensive position too, and look at the cover by Varotolo. They really are playing well for each other. Tana. Bortolazzi. Onorati. Eranio makes the break and is onside. So much space down this flank, and Aguilera coming in.
Although you want Liverpool to get back into this game, you have to admire the counter-attacking play of the Italians. They find each other and switch play superbly, and I'm enjoying watching them as much as trying to see Liverpool get back into this game.
Absolutely right. Liverpool representing the Football League and Britain as well as themselves. But this is the highest quality team they've met so far in the competition. And it's showing to the tune of 3-0 over the two legs. Throw taken from the wrong place. And that's the position as we're in the 36th minute, nearly the end of it. very marked. Nicol. Burrows is now playing on the left side with Nicol on the right. McManaman. Jones hasn't been able to find the ball he needs when he gets forward. 4 weight in the area. One of them is Burrows. Goal kick.
Yes, it looks as if that space that they were finding down the right-hand side has gone on too long, and Graham Souness decided to put David Burrows onto the left-back position to try and shut down that space. And Steve Nicol now going to play alongside Nicky Tanner down the centre of the defence.
Which I think these days he prefers. To find something to quieten the away supporters. They have no doubts at the moment. Barnes, that's a teaser, and Saunders, it's still loose, and McManaman brilliantly off the line. Signorini, who clipped it over, but there's an injury, and maybe there's a free kick to be given.
I think they've given a free kick for the far post. Dean Saunders, just a bit of shoving there as he tries to get above the defender, and although they collided each other and there's this scramble, Steve McManaman, it was all to no avail, because in fact the referee was always signalling them from then on, and it was a foul by Dean Saunders on the ball, but using his hands to get above him.
Of the goalkeeper too. That's Colavati. Sponge has done its job. And Signorini it was who got it over the top. And, well, that's an additional plug in the defence.
Thought he could have been a bit gentler as well. I wouldn't have fancied that thumb going up my nose.
Barnes. Rotolo. Offside. Aguilera. This season, Aguilera, and now 5 in the UEFA Cup. Barnes. Burrows. Quite where Signorini meant it to go, but it worked. Tanner. Saunders. The last 5 minutes of the first half. Rush waits, he and McManaman appeal for handball. Understandable, but would never have been given. Good touch. Corner. Branco had to turn pretty quickly then. Mulvey once more. McManaman has the near post roll. In the absence of Wright. Tanner, challenged well by Colavati. Nicol. Good recovery. Booze suggests that the Italian supporters know that Barnes is the main threat.
Well, he and McManaman are the main threats because they have that ability to go past defenders. The crowd a little bit anxious because of the number of steps that the goalkeeper was taking. But you know, Saunders and Rush are what you would call finishers. They're not actually going to beat their man-to-man markers, and that's the problem at the moment. When the ball's knocked up to them, they're looking just to knock it back to somebody rather than perhaps take people on.
Torrente gives it away. They haven't done that too often. Barnes. Irani just got a foot in. He's always had 2 and 3 to take on, Barnes. Aguilera. Oof. Another good attempt at the pass. Would have got Ruotolo through the back four. Barnes again. Referee a bit too close for comfort. Marsh. McManaman. Away by Coravati and then by Onorati. And Mike Hooper. Useful? No, offside. Interesting, I think, that the Italian side have actually looked better defensively than they did when they started the first leg in a rather defensive manner. It suggested then that they made mistakes in that area, but they haven't offered many opportunities to Liverpool in this return fixture. Iranio and Barnes. It's a Liverpool throw. Minute and a half of the first half remaining. Nickel. Barnes, goalkeeper, changes his mind and beats them all.
It's been that sort of half, hasn't it, for Liverpool? A lot of sort of promising moves, but not quite the final ball, not the final openings. The ball's just ricocheted the wrong way, and if you look at it from Genoa's point of view, they have been the classic Italian side, soaking up pressure, breaking superbly, getting the goal on the break, a crucial away goal, and at the moment they've done everything I'm sure that their manager could have wanted.
Ruotolo. And the flag stays down. This is Scuravi. Aguilera calls for it far post. And Rob Jones just stretching to get it over the incoming Aguilera. And Rush furious at that decision. Certainly a lot made of it again. Claudio Branco of Brazil. Scuravi. Just a question of what the referee from Antwerp is allowing for stoppages. The injury to Mark Wright is the longest. Burrows trying to get it over the head for Saunders to get in behind. Tanner. Manaman. Jones. Mourinho was there first. Mulby! And he's had a few sighters.
Well, they've had a few shots, haven't they, from the edge of the area. Yeah, Mulby's had 2 or 3. That one just dipping over, and if it's going to be your night, they're the sort of shots that now and again are going to fly in and lift the whole evening. At present, they're going wide of the goal and not quite testing brilliant.
Well, Aguilera scoring the only goal of the half, and Graham Souness's team coming back from 2 down against Osea now face the task of trying to come from 3 down against Genoa of Italy.
So there we have an interesting little test for Liverpool, just the 4 goals required. Jimmy, what did you make of that first half? Do you feel that Liverpool was somewhat unlucky there?
Unlucky to lose right. I mean, that was a devastating blow to add to all the other injury problems of the season. If I were the manager, I wouldn't be shouting at them at half-time. I think they've contributed as much as they probably could contribute. Didn't get the luck round goal and could blame themselves for not taking a half chance or two. But I don't think you want to lacerate them. There's a lot of young players there who are gaining experience. They won't have a worse one, I don't think, in the next 10 years than having to try and pull this position back. So it's good experience for them. The future's got to be brighter.
Okay, let's have a look at how the goal was scored. And Alan, perhaps you've got some thoughts on this.
Yeah, Genoa broke a few times down the right-hand side. And this is Ruotolo on the ball, and he flanks the ball in, and of course Wright's gone off by this stage, and Burrows can't get the header away. But it's a great finish from Aguilera. You know, a good first touch.
But the ball went back to him almost luckily from Scarabi's head, didn't it? Did you feel, did he intend to hit it back? I don't know.
He was in there, his presence in there was enough, and they couldn't get the ball away. And he gets himself in a good position here. His first touch is magnificent, you know, and he hits in the half volley. But it's interesting that Liverpool...
Those two hunt together, though, don't they? They're so dangerous. They're very experienced players, and they know what they're at. And one challenges, and the other one waits for the drop. There it is now. I mean, it's a good challenge. Whoever headed it, you know, he was in there making it difficult.
But it's a great finish. But the interesting thing is that he played Stevie Nicol at left back to get him forward, and he was getting forward, but they were leaving big gaps in the right-hand side, and Genoa were exploiting it. It's possibly inexperience in Burrows' part. If Nicol was getting forward, you know, Burrows hasn't played in there before.
Perhaps Nicol should move back into the centre of the defence.
Well, he has done. He's moved in there now because obviously they were attacking down the right-hand side. Genoa have played well. They've soaked up the pressure. But I still feel that when Liverpool were putting the ball in the box, they were getting the chances. They had 3 or 4 good chances in the first half, and as they say, you just need that little break of the ball. They had a couple of good chances before Genoa broke away and scored.
Yeah, let's have a look at one of them.
Moby did wonderfully well, really. This was him at his best. A mazy little dribble there, wriggling his way through. And, you know, the shot, not such a good save as the last one he made from Barnes. He pushed it out. Rushy was poaching on it, got there first. A perfect little chip. But you can see, as Saunders comes in there, you could almost have appealed for a penalty because the defender wasn't going for the ball, and he did shove at him, which put him off.
He didn't do badly, the defender. I felt that maybe Dean Saunders should have been a bit stronger. You know, the defender was always going to make the challenge. If Saunders had been that a little bit stronger, you know, and got in there and pushed them out of the way and put the ball in the back of the net. But it was a good chance, and again, the ball coming across the box. They've looked vulnerable. I mean, Burrows had a good chance after about 10 minutes from a corner where they didn't pick him up at all, and then Saunders made his presence felt in the box, and there was a little bit of scramble. To me, they don't look comfortable when the ball's played into the box. I haven't said that they play well on the break.
Okay, let's hear what Bruce has got to say.
Bruce, you're looking very stylish. What about Genoa's performance in that first half?
Well, thank you very much, Ray. Genoa have come here and they've done a job. They've contained us very well, and then they've caught us on the break. They caught us 2 or 3 times, but then the third time they got the vital goal that they needed away from home.
Liverpool hearts must have dropped when Mark Wright was injured.
Yes, it was a poor blow for us. It looks like a hamstring injury, and when he went off, then they were just a little bit at 6s and 7s at the back. They didn't know who was going to take charge there, but I see now that Stevie Nicol has taken charge, and if we had got that together earlier on, then I don't think that they would have scored their goal.
Chances have come your way, though. You have taken the game to Genoa.
Yes, we're going to have to do that. Full marks to Genoa. They've played very, very well. Braglia's played very well, and he saved them a couple of times. We have had one clear-cut chance, and those are the chances that we should be putting away. But he was challenged on the header in young Dean Saunders, but it was a marvellous cross by Ian Rush. Good to see him back.
Do they have the 4-step rule in Italy?
Well, Over in this country, they're very stringent about the four-step rule, but over in the continent, you'll see goalkeepers walking around the area, from one side to the other with the ball. So I don't think that they're very stringent and very, hard on that rule.
Bruce, is it all over, or can Liverpool come back and get those goals now?
Well, if the Cup get behind us, it might be another St. Etienne, who knows. If football's a funny game, as Greavesy says, and we just hope that we can get a good early goal and then carry on and let the Cup draw us in toward the Cup, and let's hope we can get another 3 or 4.
Sorry, who was it said that? It's a funny game.
Everybody knows that.
Thanks, Bruce.
Cheers.
What's to do?
Well, I think you'd have to be a supreme optimist if you were to believe that Liverpool are going to score 4 goals in the second half. If they can get one in the first minute and then one after about 10 minutes.
Put the wind up on them.
Get the crowd behind them, they'll have a chance.
Yeah.
But it's asking a bit much to score.
Do you feel
4
the
goals.
crowd really get behind Liverpool here? I mean, there's 3,000 here from Genoa tonight. I feel that there is...
Oh yeah, but they were
Obviously
until
they're
the point where they went one down, and they realised, like we all do, that 4 goals is a lot to score even for Liverpool at their best. And of course, this is the sadness, really, that this is only half of Liverpool, really, because of the injury problems. And that thought occurs to me, that the full Liverpool side, fit and ready, would have won this match already. But the other thought occurs to me, I think they have suffered through being out of Europe. That some of those players out there, have only just begun to learn what European football is about.
I was just thinking about Graham Souness down there and thinking of the very good reason why you stayed out of management, having to, having to go down there and sort of sort things out.
He's had a bad time with injuries, hasn't he, all season, and to lose your captain who's come back, and since Wright's come back, he's played exceptionally well, and to lose him in a game like this, it's catastrophic for him.
He's been unfortunate. Supporters don't really appreciate that at times. They say that of anybody really, of any club, that when they're struck in the way that they have been by the injury problems, you can't expect a manager to achieve the same results with his side that he would under.
The only problem is they demand success here. I mean, they've got a saying, first is first and second's nowhere, and that sums the whole club up. And they'll possibly go out of this tie now.
Let's see what happens. Anyway, it's a terrific atmosphere. A good night to be here. Stay with us, and we'll rejoin Barry Davis.
Well, one of the foreigners in the Genoa team, Uruguayan Aguilera, scorer of the only goal of the match, and of course that is another, talking to Czechoslovakian, that is another major factor with Liverpool this season, that the new rules with only 4 foreigners allowed, 4 non-English, that means, and that is, together with the injuries, has clearly disrupted Graham Souness's first season in charge. This is their 148th European match in total, 88 wins, 26 draws, 33 defeats, only 3 here at Anfield in all that time. So there's a bit of pride to be played for, as well as the hope of proving that the impossible is in fact possible. This man has to be beaten 4 times, which is the score is 3-0 over 2 legs. 2 legs is reasonable mathematics. Burrows. Saunders helped a little bit with the arm there, I suspect. Jones. Runs through. And John Barnes, and it was deflected for the corner. First of the second period, up goes the roar from the Kop. And this is where Simone Baraglia will feel that he's being breathed on from both sides. Players in front, crowd behind. Comes out to Mulby, courtesy of the defender. Colavati didn't quite make it, but enough for a corner to result. McManaman, a mess of red shirts in the area. Hooper is miles out of his goal at the other end, willing his colleagues to do something at the Kop end. McManaman, oh dear.
Liverpool just changing it a bit, trying a short corner, because this captain and sweeper Signorini and also Scarabi have done very well the and crosses. They're both tall. They've dealt with everything that's come in, and I suppose Liverpool now feel they've got to try and switch it around a bit. But Signorini there in the middle of that three looked a very good play, and I thought in the first leg when he had more time on the ball that he wasn't quite as impressive. But this evening I think he's held their defence together very, very well.
The footwork by Mulby, but Torrente's favourite here. Marsh. McManaman. Rotelovis quickly goal side of him. Dean Saunders. Marsh's shot is blocked. Onorati pressurised. And it was Rush who went in to be denied by Bralia. Well, the Kop certainly haven't given it up. That's a fine ball by Tanner. And good defending by Colavati. Barnes queuing up, and Rushy has changed the atmosphere at Anfield. His first goal in this UEFA competition this season. John Barnes with the cross, Rush with the header, and it's 1-1 in the second leg, 3-1 on aggregate.
Well, great credit to Liverpool. Very surprised to see two Liverpool players. Ian Rush got the header, but right behind him as well. They were queuing up to put that one away. Bad marking, but a lot of credit to the Liverpool side. 1-0 down, facing a terrible uphill battle. They could have just got their heads down, but they've come out, and suddenly that Kop has come alive.
Jones. Nicol. Barnes is just behind. Nicol. Useful. Dean Saunders. Another corner. Oh, I don't know about Adam Hansen and management. He asked for a quick goal and another one after 10 minutes. Well, they've done the first job. Mulby. And another corner. All bar Nicol in attacking positions. Jones tried to get there awkwardly. Aguilera. Rootelo. And Nicol, the one-man back, does his job. He had three others in support. Manager on the left, Osvaldo Bagnoli. Referee plays on. Mulby. Oh, and not far away. Bortolazzi. It won't bother him, and it won't bother the crowd, but Bortolazzi was complaining about an elbow. He's had a lot of shots in this match, as Jan Mulby. Goalkeeper at full stretch. Well watched by Burrows. Aguilera. McManaman. Late challenge by Oranio. Mulby always has down. Marsh. Torrente's clearance. It'll come back. Jones. Barnes. Mulby had gone ahead. Barnes recovers to collect it again. All by Aguilera back in defensive positions. Colavati's clearance again. Comes out to Jones. 3 queuing up. Goal kick.
Just a few groans there because Rob Jones got in a good position. It was a fine whipped-in cross, but just eluded everyone and went beyond the far post and Ian Rush there. But the switch of McManaman over to the left and John Barnes now over on the right, having a go at Brenko. He's opening up the Italian defence, and Genoa, just not surprisingly, having one or two anxious moments, having conceded that goal.
That clearance from Tanner has gone over the roof of the old stand behind which the new Kremlin stand is being built. Will open in August for the new season. Rush. Barnes continuing on the right. That's a super ball from Mulby, played in early for Burrows, covered by Torrente. Determination of Burrows was huge. Tanner. Taken well by Saunders, but then the bounce gave Scuravi a chance. Once again Mulby picking up. So often in the right place, Mulby, just to restart the attack. Good header, Nicol. Bertolazzi trying to settle Genoa down. Aguilera. Bartolo have made the forward run, and they've got a few forward now. Scuravi making a long run back. Jones with the cross. Goalkeeper takes it well. Sort of cross that a good goalkeeper should be expected to take, but sometimes nerves play a part when you're at the top end. Ruotolo. Bertolazzi. Onorati. Soft shoe shuffle against Barnes. Covered by Branco. Instinctive reaction. Barnes, and still Saunders not sure where to go. Came off Colavati. And we've had a very interesting 10 minutes at the start of this second half.
That was unlucky, that cross from Jones. It came off Colavati. It didn't have a clue where it was going, and it ended up kindly dropping for the goalkeeper.
Free kick against Scuravi. McManaman. Ruotolo and Iranio down that side. Torrente tucked further in. McManaman again. Marsh. Covered by Signorini. Nicol. And in fact, Burrows was there. Tanner. Confident stuff. Barnes seems to be everywhere. Space on the right side for Jones. Possession is Marsh's. Now Jones. Wasn't the best of passes. Idea was okay, but that hurt a bit. I think Graham Taylor, if he's watching, will be looking with some concern. He's probably already lost the England centre-half. But his is the more immediate concern. It was the pass that led to the injury, and time was when that was never the case with Liverpool. getting the cover. Just got caught as he came inside. Phil Borsma doing his job. We've got some wonderful Italian faces. I think I've heard the one before. Jones, Marsh. Typical run by Rush, nice touch into Barnes. He took all the sting off it, Barnes. And McManaman had come in reasonably enough. But had he held his ground, it would have been a simple header. That's a free kick against McManaman.
They've been so close to that second goal. Again, Brenko trying to block off John Barnes. And John Barnes got, as you can see, just trying to stop him. John Barnes just chests it outside of his left foot then, and it just eludes McManaman at the far post. Another yard short, and we could have had a second far post header into the net.
Missed so much of the season. That's Barry Venison, the substitute if needed. I think that's because of the knock to Jones. And not any tactical thoughts. Plays in the same position. Saunders bobbled a bit for him, never really sorted out what he was going to do with it. And Rush is complaining, and the free kick is going to be to Genoa, but Braglia certainly getting away with walkabouts around his area. For Jones, which he's equal to. No, he's not.
That wasn't the sort of pass you needed when you were just feeling a knock a couple of minutes ago. One of those you had to stretch your legs, and he seems to be able to. I would have thought it's a knock, it's a kick, which is bruising rather than any muscle problems. It's just a case of if it tightens or get too sore, then Barry Venison will have to come on. But Rob Jones getting forward is needed, really down the right.
Played Rush. Looked really sharp. Saunders. Everything that Liverpool do, every threat they create, has a touch from this fellow in it.
Yeah, his vision and subtlety is terrific. I don't think anyone could dispute as a central midfield player. It would be lovely, you know, to develop one or two English players to come through. That's probably what Graham Taylor would like, I think, at the moment, with, of course, Paul Gascoigne's injury. The poor old Dean Saunders hasn't quite been his night, has he? He turned there, and he shot over the crossbar, and you just need that little bit of inspirational finishing now to get the second goal.
Marsh to Rush. Acrobatics from Signorini.
Brilliant play by Ian Rush, though. Made a half chance on the edge of the area, hit it superbly. Lucky for Braglia, he went straight to him. Either side, I don't think he'd have got to it.
Rotolo goes on. Tanner up alongside him. Work well together again, Iranio and Rotolo. That's not a bad strike by Bortolazzi. Saunders wants it. The goalkeeper doesn't seem to be holding things too often. That all left Liverpool as well. Burrows. They weren't too happy with the cross ball then either, but no Liverpool head on it. Mark Wright now sitting it out. Rush. Molby. Jones. Good header by Signorini again. Break right side, Ruotolo, Aguilera and Iranio, but not that far ahead. This is good support from the crowd. Jones. Scurabi. Aguilera made a run in the inside left position. Unfortunately for Liverpool, wasn't seen. Underneath it. Top scorer in European competition, puts back the right boot. That's in all the competitions, incidentally. Dean Saunders. 9 goals so far in the UEFA Cup. Rush gets ahead of his man, Barnes. Jones in support. 3 waiting. Now 4. That's not a good cross. And Barry Venison is to come on to replace Rob Jones. That's the result of the injury. 2 substitutions made, not for tactical reasons, but because of yet more injuries for Liverpool. 65 minutes on the clock. Mark Wright, 2 England defenders. Mark Wright has told us that he feels at this moment that he'll be very doubtful for the England game. And Graham Taylor will be worrying about young Jones. And the delay is because nobody has checked Barry Venison's studs. .20 gone in the second half, 25 minutes to go. Tanner. David Barrows. Rush challenged by Colavati. Barnes. Rush again came off his man, couldn't deliver the ball to Marsh, and handball given. And also foot up, they're claiming against Rush, and the Italians showing a little bit of temperament. And the referee having to sort things out. Nice touch from Branco. The referee wants to talk to the Welshman. Point is made, but the Italians obviously thought the foot was up.
Well, it was up, but there was, in English football, there would be nothing wrong with that tackle because it's there to be won, but...
Does that make it right?
Well, I thought he got the ball, in all honesty. You know, I would have said the fact that he didn't book him and just brought him across to say, look, just watch the ball when it's up, or I think that's what he said in that sign language, indicated that he didn't think it was anything malicious in the tackle. And as I say, in an English league game, the play would have just gone on. But in this European-style game, you do get penalised for that sort of tackle when the ball's off the floor.
For the record, the referee does speak English. Nickel. Double cover as ever. Skips away but finds there's one more to take, but so often seems to manage to get back to start it again. Molby. Does make that sort of thing look ridiculously easy. Burrows. A little too clever for his own good. Bortolazzi. Scuravi. Could be a break left side if they're prepared to play it. Venison. Barnes. Everything to his left. Came off Branco.
This is a good game for John Barnes because he's just coming back to fitness, and this sort of match against the close Italian markers will just give him this extra half a yard and a yard that you need with match fitness.
Well, that's something that Graham Taylor must be enjoying. Plenty in the 6-yard area. Aguilera. Almost intended for Onorati. Back come Liverpool. It's a bit short. Molby takes over to show how it should be done. Oh! Torrente. Aguilera. Venison quickens the feet. Barnes finds Branco coming to mark him inside the Liverpool half. Well, given away then by Venison. Got back competitively, but fairly, by Nicol. Saunders desperately trying to get in front of Colavati. McManaman at the back post. That will be a free kick. Rested on Saturday at Crystal Palace, but he's only missed 5 matches. And this, as I said at the start, is Liverpool's 51st of the season. Very demanding season for a 20-year-old. Jones. Barnes beautifully played for Nicol. First time cross is well clipped, but too high for Rush. Marsh. 20 minutes left. 1-1 in the second leg. 3-1 to Genoa on aggregate. Venison. McManaman! Did well, the goalkeeper coming forward again.
Was a good save, good instinctive shot on the turn from McManaman. The goalkeeper Brellier actually almost diving that way before it hit the shot, and was well positioned and held on to it that time, which was important as Liverpool moved on to the one that might have bounced off his chest.
Barnes again. That's a great ball to McManaman. Rush! No! Well, he's looked sharp on his return after the knee problems that he's had. Dogged his season, but that really is the sort of chance that Ian Rush, player of his quality, is expected to take.
Well, it was a rueful shake of the head, wasn't it? And wonderful pass from John Barnes. Superb one-touch cross from Steve McManaman. It looked a perfect goal.
Try again. Well, he must know that the chances have been there and haven't been taken. That's nicely played. This is Iranio. Aguilera up alongside him. And the expression and the comment first those on the Liverpool bench, and then the reaction among the Italians tell the story. A good break. Iranio had little Aguilera always alongside him. Hooper came out to narrow the angle, actually committed himself, but I don't think there was too much he was going to be able to do anyway, because they got outnumbered, and Iranio was the key again. Burrows trying to get back, and the pull to the side. 2-1 in the away leg.
Well, he missed such a good chance one end, and football can be cruel, and it was on that occasion to go 2-1 down.
That's an interesting choice of expression, because in the programme that's exactly what Graham Souness said about the match in Genoa. Football was cruel to us. Well, I'm afraid it's equally a truism that particularly at this level you have to take the chances. Liverpool haven't, Genoa have, and on the balance of the two matches you have to say that they are deserving of going through. Mulby, Venice, Nickel on the right, Barnes, and the free kick given for the little nudge on him. And again, it's a question of not allowing Genoa to be the fourth side to beat them in European competition over the years. 22 of them. Barnes and Mulby both poised as young Marsh and McManaman stand on the ball. 3 in the end of the wall, and it's Mulby, and the goalkeeper did fantastically well. Had a little bit of fortune. Yes, I didn't see it. I think he seems to be saying when he got his body in the way they couldn't ask for more. Curled in by Benison. Well, it was somewhat across, but it falls kindly.
Great strike by Mulby, and as we saw, the keeper didn't see it, didn't have to, just hit him and rebounded again. Could have gone kindly to a Liverpool forward, but it was to a defender.
Marsh, good save! Excellent stop, because that was a very well struck drive by Marsh that was labelled for the corner.
That was his best save of the night.
Barnes. Well, in comparison, that was comfortable. But he's on a high, is Simone Braglia. His third season with Genoa. Looking good at Anfield. Mulby, just challenged by Ruotolo to put him off. Venison does well. Marsh, Barnes, Bortolazzi. Watched by Colovati. Mulby, rush, didn't hold it. Iranio once more offside. Ruotolo held back, but Aguilera did not.
Those two, Iranio and Aguilera, who made that second goal, have been two of their outstanding players this evening, there's no question.
Play Burrows, then he overhits the cross. Venison, 4 waiting on the far post, Nickel on the near, but not able to take that. Really did get hold of that shot, Marsh, and it was an excellent start. And now from Barnes' header over the top. Braglia enjoying his time here. Oh, and again from Mulby, who turns away in disbelief. Well, goalkeepers come to play at Anfield go into the goal in front of the Kop, it either inspires them or destroys them. He has been in the former category.
Yeah, Mulby deserves a goal, actually. He's had some great shots. That was as good as any. Full-length save.
Amorati comes off. And Fiorin, who started it all with the goal just before half-time in the first leg, replaces him. Marsh faded in the second half there, certainly hasn't here. Venison. Played by Marsh again, McManaman. Bortolazzi. Bounced off the Dane. Early delivery, Ruotolo, whose first touch was not good. And Hooper thought about coming and didn't. Away with it, help of Nicol.
If it comes straight away, Mike, who would have got it, because he overknocked it there, Ruotolo. But another wonderful switch pass from Aguilera. His vision and the way he just links play has been outstanding.
Spiravi makes the run to the 6-yard area. This is Iranio. A bit of speculation. Aguilera. Venison. Met by Signorini. And Marsh strikes well. Curled away at the end. The goalkeeper had started to move the other way.
Well, it might be 2-1 down. I mean, Mike Marsh has had one breathtaking save with a low shot. That one just dipped over the angle of the crossbar. But from an attacking point of view, for me, it's one of Liverpool's best displays of the season. But they find themselves 2-1 down, and I think that's the quality of the opposition on the counter-attack.
Tanner. Barnes. 20 forward again. Signorini's header. Marsh. Marsh again. Nicely switched to Barnes. Pulled it down beautifully, but had Ruotolo almost standing on his toes. Is up for offside, and Liverpool have 10 minutes to prevent Genoa joining Ferencváros, Leeds United and Red Star Belgrade, as teams who have beaten Liverpool on their own patch in European competition. Last time was in 73-74 in the European Cup by Red Star Belgrade.
Another great run out of defence by that number 4 there, Aranio. He looks an outstanding player. He made the difference in the second half in Genoa by getting forward much more. And again, defensively and when they break from defence, he's been outstanding.
He's been capped 5 times by Italy. Mulby. Wasn't kept in. The aggregate score. Barnes, and still. And it's out for the goalkeeper.
If you apply the rule of don't put your foot up into the tackle, the fact that he nearly knocked John Barnes' head off would query whether something else might have been given there. But I suppose at 2-1, we're not going to query because it wouldn't matter on the outcome of this particular tie.
Nicol, Saunders, Rash, McManaman. McManaman again, didn't get hold of it. Benison. Long cross finds Barnes. Geranio was in front of him, making life difficult. Still, the drama beats out the story of what will be Liverpool's first defeat in the UEFA Cup. Previous two occasions, they've been the victors in 73 and 76. Beaten in the old Fairs Cup, but not in this competition. Another good run by Ranio, and here's Aguilera setting up Scurabi.
That pair again, Ranio, great run down the right. Aguilera back to the goal, knew exactly where Scurabi was. Super layoff, and Scurabi should have done better with his shot.
Barnes. Oh, brilliant balance. Colabati got it away. The best of clearances by Ruotolo. McManaman. Free kick has been given. Just will not go in for Jan Molby. He's peppered shots all around the goal, been denied by the goalkeeper and been so close on a number of occasions when the goalkeeper hasn't got to.
The beauty of Jan Molby, you can use both feet equally as good. That time it was his left foot, again just past the post, but Molby and Barnes, for me, have been the two outstanding Liverpool players. Barnes has got better and better as the game goes on, and Molby just showed his vision and passing ability throughout the 90 minutes.
And with a little kiss to the man who replaces him, Aguilera comes off, and in his place comes Nicola Caricola, who was the first choice centre-half before the first match against Liverpool, was injured, lost his place then, and Colabati, former World Cup winner with Italy in 82 and played in 86, has kept Caricola out. 5 minutes for Liverpool to at least prevent themselves losing both legs. Benison, everything to his left. Little overhit, to tell the truth. Molby, but feet were up. A little bit of pushing as well, and the free kick is Genoa's way.
Not surprised that Caricola has gone over to the right-hand side and is going to reinforce Arenio just to keep John Barnes quiet the last 3 or 4 minutes so as he doesn't get any more of those crosses in.
Molby. Benison. McManaman. He's learnt a lot in one season. Young McManaman didn't expect to play such a prominent part in Liverpool's forays in Europe, or indeed in the league side. Nicol. Signorini made it his. And McManaman is back, and Colabati covers. Another corner. The number of corners. Barnes couldn't quite get there because of Signorini. Saunders keeps it in. Torrente. Nickel. Three minutes left. Bortolazzi. Mulvey. Saunders. Venison. Marsh. Got a bit of a deflection of Colavati, and the goalkeeper loses it, and Colavati gets him out of trouble. Mulvey. Came off Signorini. Barry Venison. Oh, he did well! And an interesting stop. Memories of Yashin putting the two fists together and the ball bouncing off them. Free kick will be given for that challenge against Fiorin. Liverpool in their centenary year. The club was actually formed, or at least Everton departed from Anfield 100 years ago last Sunday. But the club was not officially formed until after that, so this is not quite the start of the second century. And Tanner and Burrows making life a bit difficult for themselves, and in the end for Hooper.
Liverpool going to be unlucky to lose this game, but of course now the FA Cup takes on very great importance. If they probably want to get back into Europe, it's going to have to be through an FA Cup victory.
McManaman, we're into the last minute. Marsh. Nobody has moved on the Kop. Calavati's challenge. Maybe the final chance for Liverpool to avoid the double defeat. Sort of double whammy, I suppose. Taken by Mulvey. Back by Venison. Just a question now what the referee from Antwerp is allowing. Two offside. Branco furthest forward. Free kick for the offside. Barnes. Shooting chance. Hit it well. Came off Signorini. Yet another corner.
That was quite funny because Branco was walking up to his supporters to salute the victory. He thought the whistle in fact should signal the end of the game. John Barnes could have scored.
Goalkeeper nowhere near that, and Marsh is wide of the empty goal. And at the point of departure from Europe, a fine rendition of the Liverpool anthem.
Goalkeeper making one of his few mistakes just now, and when it's your night, isn't it? And you get away with it.
Rush to McManaman. Takes on Colavati, good check out. Venison, Rush. Turns to smile, they wait to greet the victory. 3,000 who travelled from the port of Genoa to the port of Liverpool. And both sets of supporters showing what support is all about. Flag was up for the offside. And that's it, the end of Liverpool's journey into Europe. But a fine match, but a defeat in the home leg as well as the away leg. Only the fourth side to win here. Liverpool go out and in their centenary year are left with the FA Cup to concentrate on.
Well, a compelling second half, I'm sure you'll agree, and a great atmosphere. And Alan Hansen, they gave it a real go, but no luck.
They didn't have any luck at all. I don't ever remember a European game where Liverpool had so many chances. In the second half, they absolutely peppered the goal. Russia had a great chance, and then Genoa got to the park and scored.
Yeah.
And they didn't really get a bounce to the ball at all. But they played well in the night.
It's always likely to happen, that, Jim, isn't it? When you're attacking, the counter-puncher comes in and...
What we feared beforehand happened in the game, but I think it's a night for rejoicing. If I were the manager of Liverpool tonight, I'd feel very pleased, and I think it's a night for celebration. There was an excellent second half. Anybody who switched off at half-time, I think we're doing themselves no great favour. It was a super game of football. Interesting to see the different styles clashing together. Wonderful, wonderful spirit shown by the Liverpool players, and as much football as they were capable of producing.
And looking really on the bright side for Liverpool, they're out of this, but of course they've got the FA Cup to come, and Barnes is back, looking as though he's playing some great stuff.
He played well on the night. He was hungry tonight. You know, he started to play well, and then he was hungry, and he was getting the ball, and it's good news for England, of course, because in that performance he was back to his best.
Talking about good news, we're about to get into the 9 o'clock news, so we better close with just a reminder, thank you very much, a reminder that we've got Sports Night coming up for you at 10:30 tonight, FA Cup football and a world title fight, and Tony Gubba there to welcome you.